Hello. Thanks so much for joining me today. This is Keisha with Crafty Sweet, and I'm so excited to be here with you. For those of you that are watching, I truly appreciate it. Today we are going to make a card, and the stamp set that we're going to be using today is called After the Storm. So this stamp set is in our annual catalog, and I mean it's a goodie, and I think that it might be overlooked if you're just thumbing through the catalog, because you're probably looking through the catalog and like, okay, what do I do with that stamp set? Because I had the same thought. I knew I liked the sentiments in the set, but this is really normally not my like go-to stamp set. So I wanted to step outside the box and make a super simple card, because you know I like making simple cards, things that you can reproduce quickly. So that's what we're going to do today. We're only going to use 2 different ink pads. We're going to use Daffodil Delight, and then we're going to use Memento Black. So 2 ink pads, 1 stamp set, but we're going to use 2 different die sets. Neither die set it coordinates because I'm putting them together, so I'm gonna make it coordinate, but it's not like a bundle. So one of them is one of my favorites that I've used before. It's the Stitch So Sweetly dies. So we're gonna use the largest scallop rectangle. Let me get it off my magnetic board, and then we are going to use this die, this scallop border die, and this is from the Scalloped Contour Die. So this is another favorite die set of mine. So we're going to be using these 2 dies to make this card. And I've already prepped the card base and then a few of the layers that we're going to use. I am going to cut another scallop rectangle for you on camera. But before we get into making the card today, I want to talk to you about a few things that are going on. Right now, celebration is in full swing, as I've stated in my previous videos. Until the end of this month, you can buy the starter kit for only $99. Get $125 in product. You can choose anything you want out of either the annual catalog that looks like this on the front, or the holiday, I call it the holiday mini catalog. And if you purchase, you can choose anything out of either one of these catalogs, $125, right? In addition to the $125 in product that you choose out of either one of these catalogs, you get to choose a bundle. You get to choose a bundle, and the bundles range in price from $33 to like $57, maybe even $61 for one of the bundles. But I will put those in the description link before. They've been in the description link in previous videos. But you can choose one of those bundles. You can add it to your starter kit for free. That is only during celebration. So that is the best deal. There's some awesome deals in the catalog already, but you get more bang for your buck if you purchase that starter kit. If you purchase that starter kit, you will be a demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and you will receive a discount on your on future purchases. You'll also be a member of my team. We have a private Facebook group, and then you'll also get an invitation to another Facebook group, specifically for our team. So my team, and then my uplines team. And then you, of course, have access to all of the Stampin' Up demonstrator sites, which is chock full of a lot of inspiration. In addition to that, you get to go to all of the trips that Stampin' Up have to offer. The incentive trips, if you earn those, you can go to those. But we have kind of like conferences every month. They have been online due to COVID, but hopefully We are turning a curve with COVID, hopefully, to where we'll start doing those in person. But right now they're online and they're just as fun. And then you're part of the Stampin' community. So it's a wonderful community, crafting community to be a part of. So if you're interested in purchasing the starter kit to use any of the products that we have in here to get inspiration, to be part of a team, part of the community, consider purchasing that starter kit. And you don't have to do it as a business. You can do this as a hobby. Just get the catalogs and order whatever you want out of the catalogs at a discounted price. Because you will be a demonstrator, you get to see product first. We get to order product first. So those are just some of the perks of being a part of the Stampin' Up! Family, as well as the Crafty Sweet Elite Stampers family. So in addition to that, if you don't want to purchase the starter kit for $99, if you purchase anything in either one of these catalogs and you reach that $50 price point or the $100 price point, you can choose product in the Celebration catalog for free. For example, this gorgeous bedazzling 6x6 designer series paper, specialty designer series paper. If you spend at least $50, you get that paper for free. We have another paper, designer series paper pack you can get for free. That's with the penguins. A stamp set. You got more designer series paper here, which this is on low inventory. So if you want that Peaceful Prints designer series paper to make your your Christmas cards, go ahead and order that. Choose that as your free item. Then we have the counting sheet and the sheet dies, so that would be $100 if you want to get both of those. And then we have this stamp set, $50, and then for the $100 price point, we have the dies, the Summer Shadow dies, which coordinates with the stamp set in our annual catalog. And then we have this Delicate Dahlias stamp set that is at the $100 price point. Okay, so that is what is going on with that. If you purchase in my online store and your order is under $150, please use this host code. You'll get a gift from me for ordering if you use this host code. You have to put the host code in. However, if your order is over $150, don't put this host code in, as you'll get your own Stampin' Rewards, which is basically money that you can use towards product in the catalog. And one of those products is this paper right here. I only have half of the pack of paper because, of course, my stuff still has not, our household goods hasn't made it from Korea yet. But I cut out some paper that I wanted to bring with me, and that was this pattern paper pack was one of the things that I was like, okay, I need to at least get some of that with me because I knew our stuff wasn't going to be coming in time. So this is called the Pattern Party 12x12 Designer Series paper. I just cut mine down to 6x12, and the two pieces that we're going to use out of this stamp set out of that paper pack are these two pieces. If you flip over on the back, then we have black and white prints. So if you look through the sheets that I have, this is one side of the paper, and I'm just thumbing through because I've gone through each one of these before in a previous video, so I don't want to take up too much of time. And so it's colored on one side, and then you have black and white patterns on the other. So these are the two pieces that we're going to be using today to make our card. Okay. All right. So let's put that away, and I'm going to go ahead and do the die cutting first. So I'm going to bring in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I am going to put my bottom plate, then my clear plate, then my piece of cardstock, and then I'm just going to lay this die just on the front, because all I need is the scallop down at the bottom because that's going to be hidden behind another piece of cardstock. And I just want to show you guys how to die cut this piece out. Okay, so, and then I'm just going to snip the ends. So we're just going to cut off what we don't need, okay? All right, so we're done with that. Now I'm gonna cut the scallop rectangle using a piece of our basic white. Again, my bottom plate, clear plate. Then we have this, your cardstock down, and then I'm laying the die face down, just like that. And the die, this scallop rectangle is what we're gonna do our Stampin' on. So we're just gonna run this through. And then that's gonna be all of the die cutting. Sorry about this shaking. I'm on a makeshift table here. Okay, so we're done with those. I can put this away. Let me put these away really quick. This is a wonderful set of dies. Both of these are my favorite. Okay, now let's do some Stampin' talk really quick. So I think I've shared with you guys before about my kids. So let me see what I'm doing first. This is what I'm doing first. Okay, so hold on a second. This right here is a 1 3/4 circle that I've punched out of cardstock because we're going to do a technique that's called masking. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put this image here, that negative piece, because I'm going to stamp some sun rays. So let's put this down just like this. Okay, and I want my sun rays coming out, and I'm masking that, hold on, off because I don't want I want to put this circle on top of it so I can do my masking. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm gonna have my rays like coming down, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna use another piece. Okay, so this is the Daffodil Delight, and I'm gonna ink this up. Just like that. And make sure we're on the right side. Okay, just like that. And then I'm just gonna have the rays coming down. Just like that. And then I'm gonna ink it up again, and I'm gonna do another row. Just like that. Okay, now I am going to take little dashes in it, and I'm going to put those, let's see, like right here. Ink this up again, and I'm going to put it right there. Okay, so that is, okay, wait a minute, I'm going to need the memento back. Black. Okay, so back to my story. So my son has started driving, all right? And, you know, when we were in Korea, he couldn't get his license. So he turned 16 when we were in Korea. And so he was driving a little bit. We would let him drive on post a little bit, just so he could get some practice in. And then in our neighborhood, we would let him drive a little bit. I'm just putting Post-it note there. And then this is the piece of cardstock that we're going to do our masking. So I've already put that one circle down, and then I'm going to put this here. And this, we're going to have like the sun, so the rays are coming out. So that's what we're doing. And I'm going to take a blending brush, and then the Daffodil Delight again, and I'm going to ink this up and start blending in my my circle. Okay, so so he was driving just a little bit when we were in Korea, but not totally. So when we got home to visit family, he got his license. So he has since gotten a car, and so my mama heart is excited for him. But he is like all excited and like wanting to drive like everywhere, and he doesn't understand how I feel about that because he hasn't been driving long. So I have to make sure, you know, that he's prepared. And so he's been driving like this whole weekend because he got his car, I think, Thursday. We had to get it registered, blah, blah, blah. So he really started driving like Friday. And so he was taking his sister to practice driving to school, which is not in our district, so it's a little far away from our house. And it was hard for me to agree to that, but my husband was like, okay, you know, he got to start somewhere, blah, 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 let him drive. Okay, I'm still nervous, right? So they start school, they go back to school today, and he is like, you know, he wanted to drive to school, so I said yes. We said yes. And so we're gonna see how this works out. But you guys let me know in the comments, how did y'all, if y'all have teenagers, how did y'all deal with that driving and all of that? Because this is new. He's the first driver, he's the oldest, so this is all new to me. Anyway, so leave me a comment, let me know what you guys did when y'all teenagers started driving. Because and he's want to go everywhere. Mama, you need me to go to the grocery store, you need me to go do this, you need me to go do this. And I'm like, okay. I told my husband, I was like, yeah, that's gonna wear out real quick. After he gets driving, I'm gonna want him to go places and he's not gonna want to go. But anyway, all right, so back to the stamp set. So this sentiment is just because who doesn't need a card that says just because? You can send it for anything, right? But you know what? Should I do You've Been on My Mind? No, I'm going to do You Have Been on My Mind. Let me switch it up because I did one with Just Because. I'm going to switch this one up. Let's do You've Been on My Mind. Let me make sure this is on straight. And then I'm going to test it out. So let me do a scrap piece. You have been on my mind. I think that's appropriate. Okay, let's see. Sorry, Stampin. I don't like that. I think that's gonna be too much. I think I'm gonna stick with it just because. Let's stick with it just because. Just because. And we're gonna do this down at the bottom. So cute. All right, now let's go ahead and layer up our card. I think that's so pretty. Okay, let's see. All right, so here's our pool party cardstock, which is basically half a sheet of cardstock and scored at 5.5. So let's get my bone folder somewhere and just give that a crease. And then I'm going to take my piece that I die cut with the scallop. It's going to go behind this piece of designer series paper. So just like that, I'm just going to make sure that that is even just like that. So I'm going to put a piece, my Stampin' seal, run a strip of Stampin' seal, and then let's layer this on here, just like, do it like this so I can see a little bit better. And I'm just putting it, hold on a second, I'm putting it right at the top of this this scallop. And I probably should have left my little piece down because this is going to be hidden. Cut this off. Down at the bottom, and then Cut this little bitty piece. It's just a little sliver right down at the bottom. Okay, so now I'm gonna do adhesive on the back, and I'm gonna put, let's do it this way, just on the side. And I thought about doing some twine, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna pop this up just like this. Add Stampin' dimensionals to the back. Okay. I'm throwing these everywhere. Little backings. Okay, and then I'm going to layer this, excuse me, onto this just like that. And now I'm going to bring in matte black dots. And I'm going to do one here, and do one here, and then one right here. Alrighty, how quick was that? All right, so there is, you know what, let's dress this up. Let's see, we have another piece. I can cut, let's bring in a trimmer. I'm gonna cut, let's see, I need this 4 1/4. I'm gonna do a little strip down at the bottom. Let's see, 4 1/4. Let's do like a little 1-inch strip down at the bottom. I love this this paper. I think it's very pretty. I'm just gonna layer this down at the bottom just like that to give it a design on the inside down at the bottom. Just like that. Leave a little border down at the bottom, and then it's a perfect place for you to write your sentiment. Okay, so there is the simple card using After the Storm stamp set. All right, thanks so much for joining me, guys. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you're watching me on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're watching me on Facebook, please like my page and then share the video. There may be somebody in your feed that may be interested in paper crafting, and I would love for them to follow me. Again, thank you so much for joining me. The host code will be in the description below, as well as my email address if you're interested in purchasing the starter kit and you're not quite sure what you need to get to start off. I am here for you and tell you some things that you can use to get you stamping and creating right away. All right, thanks so much, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.